Greetings, my V family all over the world. This is your chief with a very different background with giraffes behind me. All right. Welcome to week 31. Welcome to my Wednesday message. Before I start, I want to do a shout out and a big congratulations to all the ISB graduates who graduated from the last ISB a few days ago. It was unbelievable, guys. My Wednesday message from the ISB camp. All right, I hope you guys watched it, and I hope the ISB go back and basically raise the bar higher in all their markets and with all their teams. We are just counting down the days to the 7th of October, which will be day one of VCon. VCon, guys, be the change. And 7th of October happens to be the birthday of the one and only Dato Sri Vijay Ishwan, guys. Day one is going to be our mentor, our visionaries' freaking birthday. Unbelievable, guys. The tickets are sold out, I believe, but I'm sure some of your uplines bought extra tickets to sell to deserving people. So start chasing your uplines down to make sure that you at least get a ticket to come to this VCon. Our first physical VCon after almost 3 years, guys. Unbelievable. I'm freaking excited. So welcome to week 31. It's the first week of rank advancement. And I always believe the first week of rank advancement, everyone chills out. They think it's a vacation. Okay? No. All right? 7 days matters. Every week should be like rank advancement week. Raise the freaking sense of urgency in your organization. All right, guys? This Wednesday message, it's like 2 in the morning. I haven't slept for 48 hours. I've been thinking a lot about my mother. When you lose someone that your life revolves around, and when you think of that person, the amazing memories, the joyful moments comes to you and you smile like an absolute moron. And today on week 31, my mom was a woman of very few words, but she is my greatest teacher. I've learned so much by watching her, by just seeing how she lived a life, how she handled every crisis and challenge in her journey as a single mother, how she brought us up, the wisdom she shared with words, with action, but most importantly with who she was, the life she led. And today, I feel it's so important that I talk about her, because the last 48 hours, I've been talking to her, and I'm sure she listens. All right, up there in heaven, watching over all of us. Looking at my mom, the way she lived her life, the way she brought up Kunami and Sati, the master plan, because of her, I've been given this privilege and honor to know Dato Sri Vijay and be part of his inner circle today, to have him as a mentor and an upline. My mother, I think, lived life in a very simple way. And I think the biggest mistake we make, or you and I and all of us, we complicate this thing called life. I think my mom didn't have an opportunity, all right, didn't have the time or the luxury to complicate life. Life was simple, straight to the point. And today, when I relate back to everyone struggling to achieve their checks, struggling to achieve max out, and they quit and they complain and they find excuses every single day, it saddens me. It simply means that you have taken a very simple, powerful business concept and complicated it. And the more you complicate this journey, the harder it will be for you to reach your ultimate destination. So let me uncomplicate life. by sharing with you what I learned by watching the greatest woman I will ever know, my mother, my Amma. All right. Now, the first thing I observed with her is that if you have free time, there is something seriously wrong with your life. If you have free time, all right, everything distracts you. And I asked myself this question. I was talking to ISB, right? Talking to Arun, Adli, Sati, David that night. I remember when I started networking, I did not have time to go to the bathroom. I did not have time to entertain moronic questions from prospects. I did not have time, all right, to complain about the product delivery or Google search. There was no Google search back. I didn't have time to complain about anything, guys, because we were too busy building. We were too busy doing the presentation, running from location to location to location. I slept in my car and I looked at my mom. My mom was a single mother. She was broke. Life was so difficult for her, but I never heard her complain because she was too busy earning a living, providing for her sons, living her life, making sure her sons end up reasonably okay as men, all right? Stretching every dollar to be able to feed these 3 boys and to give them a reasonably good life. She had no time to complain. She had no time to entertain excuses. She had to do what she had to do. Now, the problem with all of you guys today, you have too much free time. You have too much free time to overanalyze every element of this journey. Oh, does qnet have enough products? Oh, wow, I should analyze this Google article. I should check with my upline. I should ask my neighbor, ask my grandmother whether this is the right decision. I should sit down and go into Google and YouTube and find videos explaining this industry and whether it's legal or not. That simply means that you have too much free time. We did not. If you're not too busy, all right, chasing your dream, if you're not too busy, all right, making that dream into a reality, then there's something wrong with your journey in qnet. Because Dato Sri Vijay, until today, all right, is as busy as he was in 1998. I am as busy as I was in 1998. All right, guys, I literally don't have time to sit down and enjoy lunch or dinner anymore because it's 24 years. We're going to hit 25. There's big vision, big plans. Then why do you have time? Why do you have free time to analyze, to entertain excuses, all right, to be distracted from the purpose of this journey of yours? Do you understand? So the first lesson that I want to share with all of you beautiful morons around the world, if you have too much free time, you will never max out. You're supposed to have free time after you max out. If you plan to retire and sit on a beach somewhere. But if you plan to fulfill the vision of Dato Sri Vijay and be in service to that vision of touching 1 billion hearts, then even after financial freedom like me, you will not have free time. And the beauty of not having this stupid free time is your mind doesn't have space for bull sugar. Your mind is just focused on what to do. Do it now, do it now, do it now. Next presentation, next training, next. If you have free time, something is wrong. Are you guys with me? The only free time you should have is either you're completely retired sitting on a beach somewhere, all right? Or the day when you die and then you have all the time up there in heaven with God. But right now, you should not have the time to overanalyze. You should not have the time to entertain excuses. You should not have a time to even doubt whether you made the right decision. I didn't have time to doubt that decision. I was uncertain at so many points of my journey, but I was too busy to entertain that negative thought. I was too busy to entertain the laughter of the morons who didn't believe in our business. I was too busy doing what I'm supposed to do. So this week, week 31, be busy. Be busy as a bee. All right? Do presentations until your mouth is dry from speaking. All right? Train your people, inspire people until you lose your voice. go home dead tired and push yourself to wake up the next morning and do it again. I've learned this lesson. If you have too much free time, you don't have a dream big enough that you are in the process of achieving. Because if the dream is big enough, you won't have time to entertain anything except that dream. This is what I learned from my mom. All right? The second thing I watched her, I think she is the hardest working person I've ever known in my life. She cooks, she cleans, she goes to school and teaches, come back, marks the paper until wee hours in the morning, still have time to play with us, take us out to the small supermarket or take us to the river for fishing. All right, she still had time. And I thought she was the busiest person on the planet. I thought she's the most hardworking person on the planet. But if you ask my mom whether she worked hard, her answer will be no. And until today, I never say I work hard. Even when people tell me, all right, that I work hard, Chief, you're the hardest working person we ever met, I don't take it as a compliment. I don't think I'm the hardest working person. This is what I do. This is my duty. What I love to do. My mother worked every hour being awake because she was a mother. That's what she's supposed to do. She didn't brag about how hard she worked. She didn't need anyone to acknowledge working hard. Hard work, if you think it's hard work, then you're not working hard enough. If you come back home and think, oh my God, this week I worked so hard, then I guarantee you, you did not work hard enough. And I was just telling ISB, for them, ISB, VCon is the peak of their work, their commitment, their dedication to Dato Sri Vijay. For me, it's just another day. For me, VCon is just another day. Today is just another day. Tomorrow is just another day. This is the life of Chief. This is not hard work. This is the cards I have chosen, and this is the way I choose to live. Like my mom, she chose that life. She chose to remain a single mother. She didn't remarry to get support from anyone. And she lived her life to the fullest. And 90% of her life was hard work. But she never spoke about it. She had no regrets of the sacrifices she had to make, of everything she had to give up to bring the three of us up. It was just her life. Now the day you can see that, there is no such thing as hard work. There is life. Qnet must be your life. Presentation is your life. Staying up late at night, power of association, this is your life. This is your chosen path. Only lazy morons celebrate the days they work hard. Only people who are useless will celebrate that 1 week where they push themselves. But if you work the hardest you humanly can every day of your life, then it's no longer hard work, it is life. And that's I learned from my mother. There is no such thing as hard work. There's only how you choose to live. And my mother chose to live as the hardest working woman I've ever known in my life. So stop celebrating your moments of hard work. That means the rest of your life is a complete waste and you are a complete lazy moron. I'm saying this with love. Wake up, smell the coffee. If every day you work the hardest you ever can, then it's no longer hard work. It is life. It is life. And the third and final lesson, which I think is what I love and respect so much about her, that even in the moments of extreme adversity, even when I know she had zero money in the bank account, or she was struggling with her life, she never showed it to anyone. We never realized. I only realized how tough my mom's life was, much older in my age. When I was a kid, she showed me love. She always smiled. Her bad day was not my bad day. Her worst day was still my greatest day as her son, and she made sure of that. The biggest problem with us today, and all of you, especially in our business, you have a bad day, your whole network knows about it. Your energy is negative, your aura sucks, and then everything is impacted. There are no bad days. You can't afford to have bad days. When you have people that depend on you. Mothers, you understand this, and I love you, all the mothers, I respect you so much. Mothers don't have a bad day. They put on a smile when that kid runs to them. All right? In networking, you cannot have bad days. I've seen Dato Sri Vijay in moments where I think is the hardest, most difficult points of our journey. And he still stood there like a general, like a rock, and smiled and gave me direction and gave me clarity and gave me a hug and told me, go out there now and conquer the world. If you're truly a leader, if you truly understand the power of mothers, they don't have the luxury of having a bad day. So the next time you have a bad day, slap yourself. Look at your mom. Go out there and be the greatest upline, the most positive networker with a big smile on your face. Because the people who depend on you, their lives cannot be at the mercy of your mood or your challenges. This is not allowed. When you have given them promises that you will be there for them no matter what, that you will be the greatest upline, that you will be the greatest mentor, then you lose that luxury of having a bad day. I have never had a bad day in 24 years because I cannot afford to have a bad day. Because if I have a bad day, millions of lives are impacted. This is the price you pay of leadership. This is the price you pay when you make promises to people you have not even met. And that lesson I learned from my mom. I bet you she had tough days. I bet you sometimes she may have to go to the room and cry alone and come out with a smile and hug and kiss us and show us that she loves us no matter what. So this Wednesday message, I'm sorry I didn't talk about exactly networking, but I felt very emotional the last 48 hours, and I wanted to talk about the most important person in my life, my mom. Been thinking a lot about her the past 2 days. So remember the lessons. If you have free time, something is wrong. Alright? If you have free time to overanalyze, complain, find excuses, then you don't have a dream that's big enough. There's no such thing as hard work. If you work hard, the hardest every single day, then it just becomes life. And your bad day cannot impact the lives of people who depend on you. So slap yourself, put on the biggest smile, because today you are a networker. And your mood dictates the success of so many people. Your smile can inspire people to go out and do the next presentation. I love you guys. Welcome to week 31.